Yes.
As long as it's not on a river.
What's that?
As long as the camp's not on a river.
Yeah, that's, yeah, no doubt.
I still get the shivers every time I read about that.
I know it's, yeah.
But it's once in a lifetime thing, I guess.
Okay, you're live.
All right, we'll go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order. We'll run through roll call. Ridsdale.
Here.
Innes.
Here.
Beavers and Vidmar are absent. Do we have any public to comment? Just look for a motion to approve last month's minutes.
I'll motion to approve last month's minutes.
I'll second that. Okay, so our first item of business tonight is the review of our first draft of, well, not first draft, but the first version of the property maintenance code that we had originally sent to city council for approval last year. I know that Dean and I were both part of that, so I mean, I'm pretty familiar with it.
I really didn't see much anything wrong. I couldn't find anything.
I mean, we had spent a ton of time on it.
Yeah.
And this version, we felt back then, and I still feel represents what we were trying to accomplish. And I think that it represents the needs of the city pretty well. So, I mean, to me, I mean, I'm good with how it exists, in this form. I mean,
I think we sent it up. Yeah, I think it's spot on, to tell you the truth. I couldn't find anything. And I looked through it again. Do you see anything?
I read through this, I read through the previous versions and the current version on the website. The only thing, I talked to Kim a little bit earlier today, and I also, Dan was available, and I asked him, what are we having trouble enforcing that people are complaining about? And it's basically people using green spaces in their lawns for storage of accessory cars, boats, RVs. So I think as long as that's addressed in here, which.
Well, which was, you know, like I told him that was one of the original things
Yeah.
that was on here, and that one probably got knocked off in the previous ones that, because I know we'd had talked about that. And whether people, you know, at one time, I think at the one time it was like, well, we could make them move them to the backyard and not have them right in the front yard. I mean, I know that was discussed. I don't know, can't remember if it actually went on one of the many that we had.
Many.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things, the parking in the yard was, I know, brought up. I know that was something that was kind of debated back. I know that one for sure. I do know that the boats and campers were brought up. Not sure that ever made it on there, but I know it was discussed. So,
Well, I think that the boats, because that would be technically a
Right.
registered motor vehicle,
Yeah.
unless it was a rowboat, would be in motor homes would be covered under 3.9. So,
yeah, they're not running or, you know, they're
Yeah,
not
right.
Yeah.
light or
Gotta be
insured and,
Yeah.
yeah, registered, then, yeah. But we don't have anything saying that it can't sit in your yard.
Well, it says it has to sit
it does
on a driveway or
Oh,
in an accessory structure.
okay, so, then it was, and I think that may be. Need to be maybe added, like as a you know, this includes
Mhm.
campers and.
Motor vehicles and
Yeah,
their accessories.
yeah,
Anything towable by a motor vehicle would
right,
have to be part of the same. And that's tough too, because I have a little utility trailer that rarely gets put back in my pole barn. But I also try to stash it behind some trees and see it, and in the winter it does get put away.
right.
But
And I think
Also-
I think that was what they always talked about. It was like, well, we don't want to totally be, you can't have a camper, but do they not have to sit in the front yard?
Well, and so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so two things. One, I mean, any of this is not intended to be a roadmap for Dan to go out driving around the city looking for it and saying, oh, here's, you're in violation of the code. This is all intended to be, if Kim gets a complaint, then there is something
it's actually.
Yeah.
that's actionable, yes.
Um,
Two, just, I think it is kind of ironic that, I mean, the parking is, that's really the big thing that started,
mhm.
you know, and brought up and highlighted the need for this whole.
Yep.
parking. So,
Well, around the corner from me, there's a 24-foot box van that's parked in the side yard of the house that rolls over the sidewalk every day. That's a 10,000-pound truck.
Yeah.
That can't be good for a sidewalk designed for pedestrian traffic.
Or curves or.
Yeah.
Well, and I was stating too that we're talking about the house that's right next to the church that was renovated into a apartments,
Mhm.
and they extended that driveway. And there's only one parking man in the front of the house. There's parking in the back, but there's one driveway. It's
Mhm.
cut for that driveway and they have two parking spots. There's no way you're gonna get that other car there without going over the sidewalk and the curb. And I'm like, that's not gonna last very longer, you know, that's all gonna be gone. You know, that's, you know, that curb and that sidewalk's gonna be ruined. And there's no way around it.
Yeah. Well, Matt's been like that now for,
Yeah, since he renovated those.
Yeah.
apartments. But those are the kind of things I think, you know, we see something like that especially, you know, that should. And I believe that one we could probably do because. We just need to extend the driveway and we have permission.
Mhm.
The driveway's not heating, but there's no way, you know, that car's not driving over there to get
Right.
parked there. Otherwise, he'd have to park and go like this and there's no room to do that, so. I mean, I think that is covered in our,
Mhm.
you know, that you can't do that. It could be tagged and addressed. Well,
well, I mean, that whole thing too, they weren't supposed to extend any of it because it was supposed to be paved.
yes, well, then he made the apartments under what they said and so he didn't have to, so, yeah. That was one of those,
Yeah.
yeah, 50 ones.
So specifically on this, 3.9 for motor vehicles, I mean. Do we feel like we need to add anything to that? Because I mean, a boat is a motor vehicle, right?
Mhm.
And trailers have to have some sort of
Registration, yeah.
registration, be it permanent plate or whatever the case may be.
I mean, do we wanna change the language that says motor vehicles, including? You know. I don't know how you say it without specifically saying those two things, but or something that's,
Well, I guess you could say boats, snowmobiles, ATV, you know,
Yeah.
all that, you know, any registered vehicle.
That's what I'm
Yep, maybe
Like-
any,
wondering.
instead of motor vehicles.
any registered
Any
vehicle, and
registered,
then maybe parentheses boats and,
yeah,
And towable accessory.
yeah.
And then you've covered it and. Yeah, I mean. When I brought this up at council to look at it again, it was because I know that. A lot of work was put into this and the changes that were made, I don't think on the council's end at the time. Whether they didn't have enough time or. diplomatic here. I don't, to me, it seemed like it was pushed through in one big block and. And that's, you guys put too much time into it, and I
Yeah.
read through it, and all of this seems reasonable and logical, and. Why they stripped out the, well, the part on the vents exhausting onto the neighbors, that makes no sense to me, but I think. Long term. the- Having that language in there to protect. Individuals is important, so. Agreed. So I would be, yeah, I would. Would be in favor of sending this back with that small tweak.
Oh, I think so. And I'm glad you brought that up, because, you know, you read through it, you don't even think about that, and then. When you, as soon as you said vote, it's like ding, ding, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that.
Well, and that was just getting feedback. from
Yeah. Oh,
What you guys are hearing, yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah, I mean, we have, you know, like you said, like we talked about earlier today was, you know, we have a 90-day limit of. How long somebody can actually stay in a camper on somebody's property and. You know, it's not like Dan's out, you know,
Yeah,
looking for it, but somebody complained, a neighbor complained and he started the tracking from that point on and. Saturday it was 90 days, so he. Issued them a warning that they were in violation of property maintenance code and you see what. it was from there. Yeah,
well,
so that was a perfect example of, you know, he's not looking for it, somebody complained about it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to do that too, because when, you know, somebody complains about it, it's nice that we have something to actually be able to do.
yeah,
And that's, you know, where some of these things that were taken out, I think, kind of holds his hand. And have had complaints, so.
so we could make an edit to 3.9. Make a motion to send this back to council.
Yeah.
Actually, see. With this, if it gets approved at council in its original format, if Dan can use this as a useful tool to try to take care of some of our blight issues.
Right.
We can get through the master plan this year, and if we find out next year that this hasn't been, like actually give this document a couple months to do its job
Right,
with intact.
Yeah.
And then see if we have, if it's not working, then maybe we have
Yeah,
to do
maybe.
a full scale tear down on it.
right,
Or peel some things back.
Yeah, we need that, yeah.
Give it an effort.
Mhm.
Can we do that? Can we send it with with an edit to 3.9?
Yep.
Is that,
yeah.
so
we
we can get it up
need, we
there?
probably need a motion for that.
I think that's what we're looking for.
Now are you gonna, leave all the red marked, which was your original, is that gonna stay? You're gonna put that back in there? Or are you just gonna get approval for that one set?
So is the red? The red is what
The
was,
original. And these were what was taken out in a, so anything that was in red is not no longer in.
What's that?
I said, some of this, I'm like, why do I see these things at home?
I know, I think there's a couple of things that
Might
are
have been
changed for.
like the wording was,
Grammar,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's what it was. The other thing, I don't have no red.
You know what, I wondered if I
Yeah.
printed that in black and white.
That's fine.
We're trying to save money, so we don't.
Oh, I.
Red and white,
That's
so we
fine.
have it.
I didn't read through it.
I know, I would.
Yeah.
I did it in black and
That's kind of, well, I don't see no
white.
red.
I don't know if you, seems like there was other things too. I don't know why I'm. Unless this was the draft,
This was
they
the,
didn't go.
this didn't go, this is the February 19th.
Right, so this one's the what, so, okay, well, that makes sense. I'm like. Okay, I looked at this when it first came in. Did it again. So this is got all the stuff that was not. So this is everything, because I'm like, looks like, yeah, you're right, like everything's there that I want, that we wanted and.
Yeah,
And. So,
yeah, the ventilation is
Compared
in
to-
there.
yeah.
The parking is the same, the rubbish removal is back to its original
right,
format, so.
well, that would have been the only thing that. We needed to just change that a little bit. You take this whole thing to council with that one little,
Mhm.
we'll just take this back.
Collaboration of 3-9.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we. Add additional language to 3-9 to be more encompassing of. Accessories, campers, trailers, watercraft. And send this version back to the council.
I'll second that. All in favor?
I,
Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
This one. I'm like, okay, this is a lot. I didn't know, I mean, Mike just handed this over as a. You know, this is what St. John says.
So this is our review of our rental registration ordinance sample.
Yeah. Well, this would be like if we wanted to have basically like separate one for. Rental property. Well, this wouldn't. I think, our building inspector would have to be doing most of this as far as, you know, the inspections and we were to go that, we'd have to have them do that.
That's county.
No,
no, we have our own.
we have our own now,
What we do.
yeah. And I'm,
Who is our building?
name is Rob, Cody. And right now he's paid to do building inspection and, well, he has a electrical and plumbing that work with him that are his guys that do those, and then he does the building part. But this, I think, would probably be extra.
Yeah,
Can we get an idea on a fee schedule from him, what he would charge us to do these rental inspections, or if he's familiar with doing them?
Right, that was another thing that I, don't know if he actually can do it, like if he's
Mhm.
licensed to do that, if that's something he has to do. I'm not too sure about that, so yeah, I can find out. Just how much that would cost.
Because we could just pass that expense off to the. If we let the,
Yeah,
do we have a sense too of how many rental properties we have in town? There's a good amount.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I know. Just the people that I know for sure. Right offhand. Those are just people off the top of my head, we have 10. That I
Okay.
know right offhand.
I mean-
Then of course, there's a lot of other ones I don't
I
know their
have-
names or nothing, I mean,
I have 6 within the radius of the, 10 houses. each
Where you're at,
direct
yeah.
in front of me.
Okay.
So
so
there's,
those are a lot of Culpepers.
they are,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
and then we
yeah,
have
there's-
South Wells, which are right by you too, and then. I know 2 other ones, and then we have,
Above all the buildings,
yeah,
Yeah,
above the businesses.
well, yeah, that, yeah. I can probably count right on 20.
Yeah.
And that's the ones I know, I know right off the top of my
Honestly,
head.
if you really thought about it, 30 or 40.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that's those multi, yeah.
There's probably.
Well, that's, yeah, and I'm not including the
Yeah, we're
apartments
not-
and
we're
the,
not saying there's houses.
yeah, and
I'd say at
for
least
me,
30.
I'm just thinking about houses themselves, not even.
Well, and I think the nice thing about the way St. John's did it, and I have heard from a property manager who manages properties in St. John's, they've gotten really, really aggressive.
Yeah.
Really aggressive.
well, that sounds like it. I mean, just reading this, I'm like, oh, this is a whole thing.
And I think from a maybe a city perspective, starting out, I like though the way they did it, where you were only getting an inspection every 3rd year.
Yeah.
That seems, I know, Meridian Township, it's yearly.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I think East Lansing's every runner.
Yeah.
Like every time they turn it over, it's.
yeah, it's gotta be,
Yeah,
and if the fees were reasonable, these are income properties and, you're having to pay a couple $100 every 3 years to.
It's not
You're-
terrible.
No,
yeah, you're gonna,
no.
well, and you're also gonna keep your. property up.
we can ensure that those rental properties are being kept at a level that is.
Yeah.
I know we've seen some rentals over the years that.
Yeah, we have a few here
Mhm.
that yeah. I mean, that's kind of, just being from here and living here my whole life, it. Unfortunately, that's some of the houses that you see the first thing when you come into town,
Yeah.
they're right on the edge, so. It's not a good look. I mean, I don't know, like if you go to other towns, I just compare it to going, driving to another town and coming into town. And it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
You don't know whether those are rentals or not. You just assume they're not, but when you come from here, you assume they're not, but they may be. They just may have this, so.
I mean,
I don't think, I mean, whether, my opinion is, I don't think that we should let income-based housing go. Just, don't have any type of thumb rule. I feel that for the people that are running, that they should be able to live in something that's safe and,
and they're probably the least vocal
yes,
segment of our community, so.
Yeah.
I think as a community, we have an obligation to make sure that the rentals are kept at a minimum level of health and cleanliness, safety.
right,
Protecting the renters.
yeah.
Is this something that, I mean, in general, is this something that you receive calls about? I mean, do you get calls about these from time to time?
Once in a while, it's not, I mean, everybody just gets used to seeing what they see and know that they're rentals, I mean, I think, but I don't, I hate to say that, people just get used to what they see, know
Mhm.
they are what they are, and they just,
What sparked my interest was when you mentioned, because blight came up multiple times in the survey, and that some of our blighted properties are income properties.
yes,
Those should be the,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not all of them, of
No,
course, but, some of them are really just, I'm like,
Mhm.
these people are making some money off these people and they're not even maintaining the bare minimum on their houses. Like, the one example is the one that the, eaves trough was hit by a tree that fell. He got paid out
Yeah.
from that storm, and that tree hit the house, and
Still,
it's
but-
still, the eaves trough is still hanging, and it's 2 years later.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff that I'm just like, you're right now from it. Yeah, I personally know the person who lives there, so, you know, and she actually helped clean up the tree, you know, so. I just feel like, you know, and it's one of the first houses you see when coming into town. And I mean, I'm like, you know, if we have a property maintenance code for the people that actually own their houses. And, you know, we're trying to get, and we're not, you know, I mean, I feel like you're not trying to pick on people or people that they can't afford to do stuff, that's one thing, but. When you're actually making an income off a property, then, you know, you can't be, you're not that hard up. That you can't fix simple things, but especially to the exterior of the house.
The rental rates,
Yes, considerably.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's very few that are under $1,000 a month.
Then there's no excuse.
And these houses have been owned by the same people for a long time. And I think it's something that probably needs to be, you know, nitpicked back and forth over a few months of, you know, what you're gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think that first things first, what we'll wanna do is. Not anything. Anything out where there's, if there's overlap with. the-
Yeah.
The property maintenance code, just the general property maintenance code.
Right, you just. Yeah.
Trim that out.
That, so that comes
Um,
first.
we also need to check with the inspector and see what he needs or what it's gonna cost.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah, we want rentals. I mean, we don't want to make this code so strict that we don't have rental property.
No,
Because we don't-
right.
Yeah, we need that.
We need to protect the people that are renting.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the
also-
kind of the fine line of,
Yeah.
you know, we don't want people not to have rental homes and make it difficult, so difficult for them, but. You know, I think there's gotta be happy medium to.
It should be the same standard as the person that owns a house.
Right,
Is what it should, don't matter if it's rental or not, should be the same.
and maybe the inspector could also let us know, like, if he does do this, maybe I mean, because a lot of this is very vague. The planning commission shall develop and adopt a list of inspection criteria that include life safety requirements. Well, it's important to know what that is. I mean,
yeah,
I lived in Port Huron for a few years, and we were inspected yearly, and there was this apartment was 100% remodeled. That's what the company I worked for did in the winters, and there was a chip in the Formica 16th by 16th inch. They made it fix it because it
wow.
could house bacteria,
Oh.
and they were very, very stringent. So
Oh, boy.
I'm not saying we go there,
Right, but yeah,
but hopefully maybe he has something like that, and this could be real.
yeah,
Better.
yeah, and he, you know, works for. I don't know. 8 other communities, so he may do this.
Or
for
know
one of
someone
them.
that does it.
Yeah.
that you can Contact. with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I mean, I can have him look at this and. You know, see what he,
Maybe a community he works for has a template that. Set
Yeah.
up with more our speed.
yeah, it makes me wonder if someone, because he does Perry. I'm wondering if Perry has anything.
Do you know how long he's been doing? Building
Wow.
inspections, I mean, if he's working with 8 other communities, he's got to know.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while.
Is there any way that we might be able to invite him to our next
Yeah,
meeting?
I can
to-
ask him, yeah.
You know, as a consultant, so that we, you know, as we.
Yeah, that'd be
discuss,
perfect, yeah.
Everything that we review in this and contemplate changes, we might be able to have them. Use his experience to weigh in with us. a
Yeah.
little bit.
To see if we can find some examples of a life safety list to see what we're talking about. Now, I want it to be reasonable, I think. This is gonna be a shock for people doing it, so want it to be
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah. There hasn't been anything. So,
Yeah,
Yeah. And you know, I mean. The number one call we get is for rentals, people wanting to rent. I mean, and, you know, I've told you before, just when people do get put one up for rent, it is gone. Most of the time, it's already rented before the people are even out.
I don't know that I've ever seen a for rent sign.
No, no, I think somebody just moved in. That I saw it for one day, the communication was gone. I think somebody just moved in, so I mean, the weekend. She moved out Friday. I think there's somebody already moving in. And that's a 1 bedroom apartment.
So I'm surprised with Veterans Hall that someone wouldn't buy that. You could make that a 4 unit.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, there's apartments above, you know, that are pretty good size. You know, Landquarters have a really big apartment, and the one. And I mean, ours, the library one, pretty good size.
Yeah, that's the one we have. And upstairs, that's probably about 1,600 feet upstairs.
Yeah.
Our building.
And that's huge for an ups,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
above,
yeah.
I think it's my house size, you know?
Try eating it.
Yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
probably gonna table this until next month and.
I would like to do that with the hopes that we can have the
Yeah,
building
get a
inspector
little more information and,
with us.
yeah, I think this is a whole lot in there.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
a lot
I,
More than what we need.
oh, yeah, I think,
There
yeah,
probably is. Yeah.
and yeah, and Mike did say, you know, I'm just giving you this as
Yeah, oh, yeah,
reference, and yeah,
yeah.
this is St. John's, and they have come, you know, they had mentioned that they've had issues and they had to really hammer down, so.
They did a really nice job on page 30, Spice Group, just summarizing kind of like, this is what St. John's did, but here's your outline of what it has to have.
Right,
That kind of made me feel a little bit better when I read through that, thinking, oh, this could literally be.
right, yeah, we don't have, to
Or
go-
page.
yes.
And then if we find out from the inspector, like, hey, look, you've got a lot of people not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, we just amend it,
Right,
so.
I didn't catch that. So Mike is making a recommendation that we have this developed or at least reviewed by land use attorney.
oh,
as
yes.
well.
Yeah, I did talk to him and he said they are not, equipped to handle, you know, this, and so he suggested highly to our lawyers to look at it and, to have someone that, and he does have a lawyer that actually he recommended that we would look at, and have them go over it kind of with a fine tooth comb,
Mhm.
make sure that everything we're doing is up and up and.
It'd be nice to find someone that we can borrow. And then it's already been reviewed by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we're not paying scratch on it, yeah.
Yeah, he's highly suggested him. Cause he said we just aren't, we will take a lot more time and it'll cost you a lot more money if we do it, because it's not all.
Yeah.
Specialty, yeah, specialty.
But this is the existing
in John's.
St. John's. Okay. Well, yeah, I say let's table this. Let's, in hopes that we can ourselves familiarize ourselves with this a bit more. Come up with some more educated questions to ask and, have the building inspector sit in with us on this.
Yep, I will ask
Yeah,
him, he'll
great.
be in on Wednesday, so.
Awesome.
All right. Does anybody else have anything else about the rental ordinance? Cool. Moving on to the outdoor seating ordinance order of procedure.
Well, this is just for your information. This is what we have to do to change that little line in the ordinance for the outdoor seating umbrellas. So it's technically out of you guys' hands anymore. You don't have to do anything with
Yeah.
it. So it's council and me. So it was just for your information, so you knew that it was what was the next
In
steps were.
process.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yep.
Whole lot of words.
Yeah.
People put colored umbrellas on.
I know. We want to slowly one line then, yeah.
And on to the survey draft for the master plan.
This is their, survey questions that they put together. Along with how they're gonna advertise. These are the two samples that. They would put out there. Few drafts in the back, how they would promote the survey and get people to do the survey. But these are the questions, they took the one we did and kind of refined it and,
Very done.
yeah. I talked to Mike about it and, he went over it with me and I was like, I really like this one, it's short. It's not too long. Kind of touches everything. He said to let him know if there was something in there that you wanted to add or you didn't think was in there. But when they say, he said that, yeah, 10 to 11 questions is about what people will stop. If there's more than that, so.
I would do the survey.
And my only comment was on 8, and I think, is there supposed to be 3 choices? Is there a bullet point missing on the create themed streets? We just strike pocket parks and we have one.
I know, yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that too,
yeah,
yeah.
that would be the only thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is great.
Mhm.
What is our action for this?
Just an approval that, this is what you guys want for the survey to be sent out. When the time comes. For the last. There's no changes or additions, then you can approve it. With the strike of the pot.
I'll make the motion to approve the survey.
I'll second it.
Strike.
All in favor?
I,
Those opposed, nay. Motion.
Yeah, everybody, nice too, so.
Yeah,
that we-
well, yeah, I mean, this was the one thing that I think, Randy would be really excited about, because if they can make these into the little, like.
Hard signs.
Yeah, he will be so excited if he sees one of those in his yard.
Yeah, so if you get one, I'll go put it. in.
Yeah, there you go.
We,
Poor guy.
yeah,
So Mike, the next one, with the meeting, the October meeting, Mike would like to start the meeting earlier. It's gonna be a long one, he said, and he's bringing food to
Ooh,
convince you
okay.
guys.
I'm cook dinner that day.
Yeah. I know people will come if I bring food, he said. So, just need a motion to be able to start that meeting.
I'll make
at
that.
6.
And that is October, right?
I'll
Yeah,
second
that's the
that.
October one.
I'm probably not gonna make it in August, we're going to be on vacation.
August.
I mean, September, excuse me.
October.
So we don't have a meeting in September?
We will, We will have a
I'm
meeting in
probably
September.
going to miss September.
September. But this is for the October.
No.
Yeah, so I'll be back for this, no problem.
6 o'clock in October, got it.
It's the 4th, 3rd.
3rd. Well, the 3rd Monday. I don't know what
Yeah.
that date is.
Oh, okay.
So
Don't give me that much credit.
No,
The
it'd be
20th. October 20th.
The September meeting, be the 5th.
Oh, September would be, yes.
Okay, I'll be in town.
I will be on a cruise.
Oh, those in favor of the motion, for the October meeting, 6 o'clock start.
At 6 o'clock. Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Those opposed, nay. Motion is.
Now I know we'll get a reminder on that.
Yes. And a follow-up.
And a follow-up. You
It
know me well.
was funny because I had,
I'll show up at 7.
I was like, normally they're all on the same text and Greg had texted me separately, so I was like, oh. But then I'm like, oh, nobody knows that who's gonna be there, and then you walked in, so that wasn't on there either, so. I was like, oops, I forgot to text everybody back that you didn't have enough. And yeah, the mistake on your printed packet is July, not August, I don't.
did catch that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, but I just
Actually,
changed
did too.
it. So
What?
online, it says the right thing, so. Fix it before we can. I don't know what happened there.
Did either of you have anything else that you?
I don't have anything other.
Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
pretty darn good. Just had pork nachos at Tanks or.
Oh, they're the
Burger
best,
and-
aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I love those things.
Really good. Get the nacho cheese on there, not the grated.
Yes, yeah, the pork is so much better than that. Oh, I know, I'm like, oh, I get them every time.
So you're all looking at me, so you wonder why I'm sitting here, I suppose.
Oh, we didn't know we wanted anything, or
Oh, well.
you wanted to yell at us? or-
No, just a heads up, buying the Bellins building
Yeah,
and, I want to make that into 2 parcels like it used to be. Because one's a 2-story section and one's a 1-story. And it's all in one parcel because Bellins had the whole place as a grocery store.
yeah.
And I think it looks ridiculous, but because I want to split that because I want to sell that lower half.
What is,
So heads up to that.
It's the building next to Tammy's.
Used to be a grocery store. It's got the sandstone brick on the front. It's 2 stories here and then it goes down into 1 story there.
the 2 storefronts in that row?
Yeah,
I see.
Mhm. Yeah. In the next year, we're gonna see about doing something with the face of that building. That whole front of the 2-story part was removed. And there's I-beams holding up cinder block, which was the building material for 1948. And all that sandstone is stuck to it.
Mm.
And the other part is actually the brick, the original brick is actually behind the 1-story part. So we're trying to figure out what to do with that. And so we're gonna come up with something and see what we can do about getting some money to do it with. Because I'm told by Dumpsters by Dan, they'll haul the stuff away and I don't have to pay actually to dump all that block. So that's a good thing, but it definitely is gonna need a plan and a whole thing, and I will be approaching the city with that
Yeah.
in the
I
next
know,
year,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say that it's good to hear you talking about protecting renters. And my question is, you already have a fire chief here. And the biggest concern about rental units, especially in the downtown, is that if somebody has fire, everybody gets in trouble. Because if you don't have any warnings, look at Owasso. A mess.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would just like to suggest that kind of look at whether or not you can use that person to just do fire inspections. To make sure there's, smoke alarms and adequate access to egress the building when it needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be part of. it.
Yeah, and that you might already have somebody that's working for the city that could do some of that. They don't do any of that. I've been in several buildings in Owasso downtown buildings that they never show up. And they're losing buildings, they just burn, they're like big brick oven stuff. Timber's been there for 120 years curing and the bricks make it all that hotter, so. So I'm glad to hear that. You're gonna get pushback about this. You will.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No.
They almost have a union in Owasso for landlords that don't do,
Yeah,
and it's really, really sad. And I own 2 round units. That aren't being rented. I'm living in one right now. And then the downstairs for retail spaces. So I have a stake in this and just spend a lot of
Keep
money.
going on it, and we're.
Right, right,
We'll follow it through.
right.
yeah, and fortunately, we have one of our part-time police is the fire chief in DeWitt. And he will do all the, fire stuff when it comes to, when they're redoing a building.
Yeah.
You can't go into any of them because we don't have any rules for it, but anything
Right.
that's redoing a building, he goes down and does it,
But I'm just saying as part of a rental inspection,
Yeah.
maybe
that would.
part of that could be, already in-house with someone that,
Yeah.
you have here. That
Yeah.
might, I don't know what they do all day. I have no idea whether they're full-time or part-time and.
They're not, but yeah,
You know,
We're
and it's,
we're gonna learn too.
yeah.
We'll
yeah,
be learning on this also, but.
cause I've been on both sides of it. And, I've been a reseller doing estates and been in and out of a lot of houses. And seen some things that would curl your hair. And so I'm just,
Yeah,
I know,
I think about, what if the outside looks like, what if the inside looks like,
Probably would.
Yeah,
probably worse.
yeah, especially because some of these, for example, the one house, my niece is 38 years old. And she lived in that house when she was a baby, the one that, right next to you. And I'm like, it has not changed. And I know it was like that years before that too, so.
Children are growing up in this,
Yes,
and some of it's, what about lead-based paint? What about,
yep,
those kinds of things. So it's good to hear that you're, have a heart for that, because, usually money talks,
mhm,
and it's not coming from, like you said, the lower income people.
no,
But that apartment you're talking about just rented for, I think, $750 a month.
yeah. And that's cheap,
That's a 1-bedroom, 1
that's one of the
bath,
cheapest we have in the town.
1-bedroom, 1 bath.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
I only know 2 other houses that are under $1,000.
Yeah.
And I would have more empathy, I guess, for somebody who just bought a house and turned it into a rental. Well, these have been owned for years.
Yeah,
By the same
years.
people,
Years.
so they didn't buy them on the high market, and are trying to now make some money. You don't wanna cut them off, and say, hey, now you're gonna have to add on all this other stress. But these houses have been.
It needs to be done. So there's.
I
Be
just,
taken care of.
Well, and they made a decision to have a property.
Yep.
I mean, that's.
Yeah.
It's not like it's hard to sell a place right now.
Right,
No,
right.
no.
I know, I
Speaking
get that.
on behalf of the landlords, people will do some really mean things to your,
Mhm.
building.
Oh, I
that
agree.
they
I've
cost
seen it.
Way more than the deposit that they put down.
Well,
oh, yes, oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
get that, I do.
So,
Totally, I had Reynolds too, yeah.
It's a
I got out of that
balance.
business.
It's a fine balance.
Yes.
But people need to live in safe housing, and that's the biggest concern. Not any good for the community when, when you're missing half your downtown block or someone gets killed in a fire,
Yeah,
not cool.
If you're a new landlord, I would recommend you walk your property every 6 months. For the first 2 years, and then after that, once a year.
yeah,
And if you're not inspecting your property and it gets trashed, then.
We are in the process of finishing up we've been modeling, and the way that upstairs was. Someday I'll make a YouTube video out of it, and you all can just wonder. There was not one new piece of construction material in that whole upstairs that was newer than 1947. Nothing. And
Yeah.
it was built. It was terrible.
yeah,
So,
That's
and
been
it's
a
now
long
got
time.
everything
That's
new.
terrible.
Oh, yeah.
New stuff.
1870.
You got it. First that, there's no supporting walls in the ceiling, so we've got a whole new floor
The house,
plan. New
didn't
electric,
know,
new
but because there was a
plumbing.
fire in
I
there,
had a
right?
$7,000
Yeah,
bathtub in that
More
apartment.
modernized than.
Of course, I didn't pay that much. I mean, it's gonna be like a higher end place, 1,800 square feet. That's bigger than some people's houses.
Yeah, mine. It's bigger than mine.
So,
Not that I'm good with what I got.
but I would like to sell the other half and let someone else, have a business there and pay off my note and, you know. good for
So what's your
the-
timeline for starting this project?
Starting the refacing.
Or any of it? Have you already purchased the property?
Oh, I've been living there for a year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
yeah, it's the lower retail space that needs to be finished now. And the face of that building with all that 75, 80-year-old sandstone that's kind of cracking. And if you go and look, I don't know how old that sidewalk is out there in front, but I don't think it's that old.
Mhm.
But though that's a
No.
real heavy thing that's sitting there. And it's cracking the sidewalk, so we need to get something done with it. We just need some help to do it, and I know there's facade grants, but I think it's gonna take more than 25 grand.
Yeah.
To get it done, being realistic. I had the brick masons look at it. The guy that was in the building that just is now the auto shop right here on the road. I always get my directions short. And he said it looked pretty good. That he wasn't that concerned about it falling off. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
He does know what he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
he does.
yeah, he kindly just came down and, because I was concerned. Because when we got there, when we first got into the building, you could take your keys and drop them down the crack between the floor and the front wall and find them on the sidewalk down there.
Oh, wow.
Outside. And we have, bats in our belfry and I don't know what that other noise is. My cat knows. I don't really know. So, it's been quite an interesting year and we're trying to do a really nice job on it.
Find
So
all those things once you get in there.
it was heinous. I'm like thinking back about it's been a whole year. Solid year, because it was the 19th, when we signed the papers on it of July. And like, wow, we have got a lot accomplished. And my husband works 40 to 60 hours a week beside. So, been interesting. So,
It's an adventure.
yeah, quite. And I have, had the acquaintance of Rob a few times, the building inspector. And, I'm quite sure that, he might be able to do it. He's only got 8 different places because they're small communities like this that don't need a full-time person, and he's probably getting near retirement age, so.
Yeah, I don't think he works even full time and like he just goes to these places and spends an hour,
Right.
2 hours a day. Or a week in each municipality, taking
Right.
care of whatever's needed.
So we're just wrapping it up there. What have that done, but what a year. It's like building a house, actually, building a whole house.
Yeah, sometimes it's worse, because find things that you didn't know were there.
But I'll tell you what, there's 2 by 12-inch studs. And that floor does not move. That is a really solid building. I really like when I walk across the floor and nothing squeaks, not a thing makes a sound. It's pretty sturdy. It's really sturdy, and 14-foot ceilings. So I have a 22 stairs to get up. So I won't be living there forever. It's already difficult. It is, you gotta get over that 14 feet, right?
You only got 22?
Pardon me?
You only have 22?
Yeah,
We
22.
got 27 in our 2 floors. At
And
the,
they're outside.
yeah,
So how?
oh, that's outside and
Oh.
inside.
How high is the ceiling downstairs?
It's normal downstairs, but they're kind of like cathedral upstairs. Yeah, but it has a half a story in between the 2 floors. So it's like a
Really?
cross, yep, and I can literally walk in between.
That's why,
Yep.
that's why you have so many more, but we have 14-foot ceiling downstairs there's a drop ceiling, but, yeah, so that makes, it's quite a hike.
Yeah.
I wonder how many geezers have. That looks like a steep
Oh, yeah,
climb up
that's,
there.
I've been up there, they go.
Yeah,
They
probably
probably
as
have more than we
much.
got.
Yeah. Well, thanks, I have an upstairs and I probably only have
Yeah,
10. I
we
wouldn't
thought
go
the exercise, I thought the exercise, I'd take groceries up and down there, I'd ready to put an elevator in there.
You know, you don't want an elevator, those are really expensive.
Yes, ask
I-
Ben.
I had thought about it.
I redid the apartment up there and buddy of mine, and me and my wife lived up there for a couple of years and ended up sold our house, kids bought a house next door, but anyways. I'm gonna build another house in between next to my old house. And then my builder said, you know, it costs you a lot less money to put an elevator in that building than to build another house.
Yeah.
As Mark,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And they're one of the most regulated
yeah.
things in the whole state. The permitting for that, one of the buildings I had downtown in Owasso, I didn't own it, I would have rented it, had 4 floors, and it would have cost $125,000 per floor to get that elevator back online,
Oh,
and
geez.
there were 4 floors.
Mm.
You can't use the whole building unless you actually, I mean, if you're following codes. I don't know
Jen,
about them.
Ben just had to put that elevator in there and I know that cost her.
Just
penny.
and the elevator that they have has been there 125 years,
Yeah.
so it probably needs, the whole thing needs to be rebuilt.
And it's
So-
a dance studio.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask you, what exactly, do you know the procedure? I know that I need to get a surveyor in there in order to make it into 2 parcels.
I think, have you talked to the assessor?
No,
Okay.
I talked to, no, I did talk to the assessor. But I mean, as far as the application process, am I coming to you guys with the plans, or am I going to the city council?
To parcel that, are you talking about just to make them 2 parcel?
Yeah,
I think the assessors where you'd start to find out exactly.
they have to hire a surveyor.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah.
Okay,
That has to, because, you know, you've got, 50 feet east and 30 feet west, and you have to have that legal description, and
right,
they're the only ones that can do it.
yeah,
What's good about it is there's no egress things that need to be changed, like if you bought 10 acres and you didn't want to get trapped.
yeah,
This is not like that. This is a pretty simple thing as far as, you know, it's just another building between 2 other buildings with front and back doors.
yeah.
So I don't think that's the big issue. What I'm wanting to know is when I make an application, I need the city's approval to do it.
I will have to find out, because I am not sure. It'd be the first time I've ever
What
had a
if
parcel.
we had to change zoning or anything, would be the only reason which that does.
Yeah,
And there's no zoning change.
Okay,
No,
but,
'cause it's
yeah, and
business,
So
no.
really, it probably wouldn't have much to do with our committee.
Probably not. The only thing that we might see on it would be if there was something that needed, an approval for a variance on. You know, as far as what already
Okay.
exists in the language. But
And I can't see too much that comes to us.
It's basically gonna end up being just a shell,
Mm.
and someone's gonna come in and have to do a build out or whatever, and they make applications for their own businesses and whatnot.
right,
It's gonna need a well, because the well head is on my side of the part that I'm keeping. And the furnace, I've got a huge 90-10 efficiency furnace. It'll heat the whole building,
right,
but it's not gonna heat the space next door when someone else buys it. So they're gonna have to put in a well and a furnace, and it's just gonna be a basic
Right.
place, you know, but not for a,
I'll just have to find out what the procedure is, but.
yeah,
I-
that's what I need to
Never done
know.
it, so. I'll have to
Cause I really
research
like
that
to
one.
get started on
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna get started on that. And I wanna, I'll probably need, to hire an architect to make the plans for redoing the facade, I'm thinking. Because I don't have the skills to, although I did design the floor plan on my part. I don't have the skills to get all that down, and I think it needs to be, pretty cut and dry and official,
Yeah.
so. So I'll have to do that, if there's no cash.
Yeah.
So that was why, and I just wanted to see what you guys were up to. I try to listen online and sometimes I can't hear what you're saying.
I
And
know,
we start
same.
talking about things and stuff, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then also
It's
sometimes,
that thing and that stuff, and I'm like,
we know what we're talking about.
you know, and I couldn't, I said, well, let's go down there and see what things and stuff they're up to. So,
Anytime, you're welcome. That's what chairs are for.
Yeah.
well, I'm the only one here,
Yeah.
I'll bring some friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Please do.
No, bring food.
And I
No, I'm kidding.
I'm a pretty good cook, so you just tell me what you know, if you're allergic to anything.
Well,
And if I don't like what you're up to,
Yeah.
I'll slip it in.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I've been threatened since the marijuana thing.
It was probably the best last time. We had a big crowd.
Still,
think-
the
Oh, that
most,
was just something.
the most heated this room has ever gotten for planning commission was when we did the animal ordinances.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna hear you. I came into the marijuana stuff, so
Yeah.
I got initiated right off the bat.
We have
That was interesting.
Yeah, that was, I heard that was a doozy.
It was.
Yeah, it was something else.
I'm still an outsider. I've been told as much.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'm from the D, okay? I'm a city girl through and through, born there.
You can't even leave this town for a few years and come back and feel like.
Family's been there for 200 years
Yeah.
in that city.
My
So-
wife was from Lansing and they still call her Dean's wife.
Yeah,
Married for-
Yeah,
I was, been here my whole life,
Yeah.
left for a little while, came back, everybody's like, who are you? I'm like,
Yeah.
who are you? Is what I want to know.
but I see tremendous potential here. A few things need a little tweaking, but it's a great town. And I love McClintock Park. I think it's a jewel.
Yep.
If you don't realize what you got there, go somewhere else. and
Yeah.
look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Put a lot of
really-
time in.
especially for a
Yeah.
small town.
Yep, it's amazingly good, and you guys know how to throw a party, so,
Fill out that survey for the master.
Yeah.
oh, I will,
Yeah, when it goes out,
I will.
and tell anyone you know, because we need feedback, so we can keep you pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, that's,
Yep,
that's our big next
Community
project, the
interest.
city plan.
yep.
Do you guys send out any snail mail for notifications like, for something like that?
Well, the survey, you mean? The survey will be probably plastered everywhere, from what Mike says, we're gonna try and hit everybody. It'll probably go on one of the newsletters, in the utility bills.
Oh, okay. Great.
Or it probably will go on our taxes, that way
Yeah, the
everyone gets it.
taxes
As
are-
much as you think that people are online and they're paying attention,
Oh, yeah,
does it?
well, we're hoping to have the little yard signs and then mail out to everybody.
QR codes would be off.
Yep,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, I was trying to catch what was going on with that too.
An old dog like me can use QR code.
yeah. You had to learn it, COVID, during COVID, that got
Yeah,
everybody up
that's
to.
Yeah, you make your own, and
Yeah.
I know how to do that.
I know, I do too, I didn't know how to do that either, it was like, easy.
Oh, I haven't got that far yet.
I like when I sell something and somebody can just scan my phone and it goes, PayPal goes cha-ching.
Yep.
It's great, you know, just like that.
Yep,
It was remember, I don't know if you remember, but AOL going,
yeah, oh, yes, I do.
and then it cut you off and you go back. And it took like, you know, just an hour to get one email out, and things are incredible.
Yes, they are.
All
All
right.
right, well, thank you for joining us tonight.
We always appreciate it when we have.
Oh, well, thanks for hearing me.
Absolutely.
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that, Dean.
All right. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you very much.
We will, get all the questions answered. Ready?
I feel like we're gonna have I feel like the next rest of this year.
Yep, hope you guys enjoyed those months off.
We're gonna be. Yeah, we are going to.
We're gonna be busy on the next while of weeks.
The Laingsburg page about asking people if they having some kind of bank kiosk. What is that about? You